More than an award, a local student athlete says he went above and beyond in the classroom only to get recognized for his achievements on the field. Tonight, Fox 4 is digging into a moment of celebration that left the high school grad feeling betrayed. Our Rachel Lloyd has the story.
Alto Tarver is not your average high school grad. He's given his all on the field, the court, and the classroom.
I was in Global Studies, National Honor Society this year, and the IB program.
And the humble Cape Coral High alum graduated in June with a 4.93 GPA. That's thanks to a supportive dad and a mom who doesn't need a report card to know how he's doing in school.
Sometimes she knows my grade changes before I know my grade changes.
He managed to stay on top of his grades while acquiring 200-plus community service hours, running on the track team and playing basketball and football. Mom and dad cheered him on at his games and even bonded over an NBA Finals game in the living room right before graduation. But they always put his academic career first. So when it came time for his senior award ceremony, he knew he would receive summa cum laude status for his high GPA, but he was shocked to see which award he would receive.
I was looking for my name, and I seen it under physical education. I felt almost betrayed.
Other awards granted at the senior ceremony included Principal's Nest for Academic Excellence, Principal's Nest for Involvement, and Academic Excellence Awards in several subjects. He says many students would be thrilled to receive a PE award, many of whom look like him but don't have the same academic accolades.
I've seen other black kids get the PE award before. So for me to get the PE award, and I'm a person that takes academics more serious, it didn't feel as good.
I teach any athlete.
Antoine Beard, physical education instructor at Quality Life Center in Fort Myers, has seen his own students overlooked like Tarver. He says that emphasis on athletic ability could be based on what student athletes can do for the school.
A lot of it has to do with coaches that just trying to get the best out of them for the years that they're there. People would think just because you're a great athlete, that's all you are. And that's not the case.
But the Lee County School District says they didn't just recognize Tarver for his athleticism. In a statement, the district wrote, academic awards are decided by merit, and the student was honored with those he earned. In addition, the principal nominated him for a statewide academic award and wrote a letter of recommendation for his college applications. Some people may even say, well, at least you got something. What's your response to that?
I don't really feel like that's not the point.
Tarver says the point of this story isn't to put his alma mater on blast. He says it's bigger than that. Professional athletes say high schools and colleges put black athletes on a pedestal, one, because they deserve it, but also because of the revenue they can bring in. But going pro is a dream that most athletes like Tarver have to box out. That's because less than 1% of high school athletes actually make it to the pro leagues, and less than 2% of college athletes make it to the NFL or NBA. That's according to the National Collegiate Athletic Association, or NCAA. Fort Myers legend and former NBA player Walt Wesley was one of the lucky ones. Before he played for the LA Lakers and the Cleveland Cavaliers, among several other teams, he was a student athlete at Dunbar High School and also witnessed what Tarver experienced.
Minority athletes, and especially black athletes, have always been looked upon as jocks.
Another Fort Myers great, Deion Sanders, is always reminding student athletes that they're students first. Shortly after Tarver received the PE award, he tweeted to high school athletes to chase a 3.5 GPA or better and good character rather than college sports offers. Something Wesley says Tarver did, but whomever granted him the PE award failed to notice.
We say, work, earn, and achieve these things, and you will get this. When that doesn't happen, that breaks you down.
I feel like them giving me the PE award kind of put me back into that box that I tried so hard to get out of.
That box is a stereotype black athletes often get put into.
It felt bad to feel like they only cared about my athletics and how good I could make the school look.
And as I said earlier, this isn't a story about his high school. It's about that pedestal for black athletes. The better a team plays, the more money schools make. On average, the NCAA makes close to $32 million every year from football revenue. That's not including men and women's basketball, baseball, and track and field, all of which bring in at least $1 million a year each.
Just reading his thing.
Another Fort Myers star player of a different sport explains why that pedestal sends the wrong message.
Unfortunately, through society, I think the cultural norm has been that in order to be successful, especially as a person of color, that a lot of time is through athleticism.
Tracy McMillian was appointed Fort Myers' first black fire chief last year. And before he was chief, before he was even a firefighter, he was a high school athlete like Tarver. Even though he could play basketball and football, he chose a different path, in part to inspire students who look like him.
I'm out there showing that there are other opportunities and other avenues to do or be whatever you want to be.
Wesley says some of that responsibility is on educators to be more intentional about what recognition they give students. When people try to force you back into this stereotype of what they think a black man should be, or a black athlete should be, or a black person should be, what are you going to do in those situations?
There's only one thing to do, and that is to prove those people wrong.
Tarver received his final report card in the mail and actually earned a 5.22 GPA when all was said and done. He's already settled into his dorm at Florida State University in Tallahassee, where he'll study criminal justice with a minor in business this fall, thanks to an academic scholarship. Rachel Lloyd, Fox 4.